You can't build a house without bricks, and you can't build muscle without protein or, more specifically, amino acids. Work out as hard, as often, as perfectly as humanly possible, but without adequate protein, you're largely wasting your time, at least as far as building muscle is concerned. So, we are now going to explain the two most common mistakes people are making when it comes to protein intake. Mistake 1. Not consistently hitting protein numbers. Exercise scientist Robert Morton compiled 49 protein studies comprising 1863 protein-chugging men and women, and he found a direct relationship between total protein intake and fat-free mass, aka muscle. That shouldn't come as a surprise, but what was notable was that his research pointed to a specific number, and that number may prove to be the most significant factor of all. That number is 0.62 grams, as in 0.62 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. That number seems to be the optimal number of grams of protein per kilogram of body weight a lifter should ingest each day to maximize size and strength. There are probably outliers who might benefit from more protein per kilogram, but their numbers might be insignificant. For the vast majority, however, Morton's number of 0.62 is likely spot on. So for example, let's look at how much protein that would equal for people of various body weights. 110 grams of protein a day for a 150-pound lifter, or 147 grams a day for a 200-pound lifter. If your daily numbers are lower than this, you're leaving gains on the table. Mistake 2, an unbalanced protein intake. Sometimes, in an attempt to hit protein intake numbers, people will disproportionately load up on protein during a single meal. For example, they might drink a shake in the morning with 60 or 80 grams of protein in it with the idea of loading up so they wouldn't have to worry about getting enough protein at lunch or midday snack shake. A Japanese study found that when protein intake is asymmetrical, we experience less muscle protein synthesis than those who had roughly proportional amounts of protein for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, even if the total protein intake was equal. Another study concluded much of the same thing. This study found that lifters interested in maximizing muscle protein synthesis should consume protein at a minimum rate of 0.4 g/kg spread across a minimum of 4 meals. This would allow them to reach the magic protein number of 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram, but in a symmetrical manner. So, as 225-pound males should be taking in between 36 and 41 grams of protein per meal to hit their goal. They should avoid trying to double up on protein at a single meal or two. This would be like working out 4 or 5 times in one day so you could take the rest of the week off. Final thoughts. We have all made these mistakes from time to time, but now that we have concrete evidence of the detriment to our muscle gain, we need to focus on avoiding these protein crimes.